So it has been 5 months since I started driving, but it actually took 6 years to get my driving license. So let me talk about it in this video. So you guys may be wondering, why the heck did I even took 6 years to actually get my driving license? So let me share with you a bit of context. So in this timeline over here, back in 15 February 2019, I actually first registered in a driving school. So at the start, I am required to actually take two types of tests, which is the basic theory and the final theory test. Upon passing the test, I'll be allowed to actually do the practical lessons and also to take the practical exam. So fast forward, in the 4th of June 2019, I finally take my first practical lessons. So it was actually very hard at first. Of course, for a person who have no driving experience at all at the point of time, I slowly started to pick up little by little. And unfortunately, on the 7th of April 2020, there was a COVID-19 lockdown. In Singapore, we call it the circuit breaker, where we actually had to stay at home and we are not allowed to go out freely for the 3 to 4 month period. So we were only allowed to return to our workplaces a few months later. So when the world has finally reopened, I was actually looking forward to take my driving lessons again. However, due to the influx of the number of people that actually wanted to take the lessons, there has been a huge congestion at the point of time. Unfortunately, I was not even able to book a single lesson for that period of time. And little by little, due to procrastination, a bit of hesitation here and there, due to commitments, I wasn't able to take the lessons as I have planned. I actually delayed my driving license progress. 2 years later, 8th of March 2022, I have finally made the decision to actually resume driving lessons, and I actually re-registered in a different driving school, which is nearer to my place, so it's actually much easier for me to commit. And after months of practicing with my instructor, so in 20th of June 2023, I finally have the chance to take my first practical test. And unfortunately, that didn't go really well, has it? So the practical test actually breaks into two sections, which is the circuit and the outdoor driving test. So unfortunately, I failed the first test due to accumulation of points. And it was okay. I felt that, well, it's just a first time, so I'd probably be able to do it on the second one. Well, on the 17th of August 2023, I failed again. So this was due to instant failure because I actually mounted the curb while I was doing my parking. I even posted 2 videos on my TikTok channel regarding these incidents and the mistakes that I have made. And I really thought on the third attempt, I'll be able to succeed. Then on the 26th of October 2023, I failed again. So like, what the hell, man? Like, how you failed 3 times in a row? So for this, I failed due to instant failure again because I was not giving way to incoming traffic. On the 25th of January 2024, I took my 4th attempt. And I really thought that I nailed it this time. So on that day, I actually met this particular tester, which is not on a very good mood. In the end, like, he really gave me a very bad score, even though I completed everything. Through these 4 failures, I was very frustrated. I was very angry with myself. Like, I wasn't really angry due to the external circumstance, but I keep questioning myself, like, why can't I do it when there are so many others out there that have already gotten their license, like their first or second attempt? Should I even be continuing this or not? Or am I fated just to take public transport for the rest of my life? And because of that, I decided to take a break, focusing on my career, focusing on my work. I was able to reflect on my life and how should I approach this challenge. On the 23rd of December 2024, I took my 5th attempt. And once again, I failed for the 5th time. I was really in denial, like thinking, wow, can I really do it? But really thankful for my friends out there who actually encouraged me to keep on trying. And finally, this year, on the 21st of January 2025, I went to take the test and finally I was able to pass. So for a person like me who have actually took 6 years to actually get my driving license, why am I so persistent on getting this license or even having this skill set? So there are actually 5 reasons that I've actually listed down on why I know that this is a necessary skill in our modern society like Singapore. So reason number one of my pushes to actually learn driving is for the freedom and flexibility. So this allows me to go anywhere, anytime without relying on the public transport systems. So for example, you have to actually wait 20 minutes for a bus or even to squeeze on a crowded train during the peak hours. Second reason is for the travel convenience. With the skill set of allowing you to drive around in a car or a vehicle, you can actually travel to much more places where you can imagine. So in Singapore, we are actually able to drive to Johor Bahru or to Malaysia to be exact, just by a causeway. So for example, you want to plan a getaway in Johor Bahru, Malaysia. So all you need to do is just to have your own car or even just rent a weekend car. You can just drive across the causeway. So where you can actually enjoy the slower paced lifestyle over there compared to the very fast paced society like Singapore. Point number three will be able to learn how to drive is actually a very useful skill for work. So during your job, when it requires you to be in more than one place in a single day, this allows you to actually complete more tasks at hand. So imagine this scenario. You are a freelance personnel, such as a videographer or photographer, and you have this one big chunk of camera gear and lighting equipment that you have to carry around the entire day. And there's more than one client that you need to serve in that period of time. And you have to take the public transport, such as the bus or the MRT, from Pasir Ris to Jurong. Can you imagine how tiring would that be? So having the luxury to drive a car, it actually allows you to bring your equipment from one place to another to actually do your gigs more efficiently, and more importantly, it will be safer as well. So the fourth reason why will be that you can actually use this skill set for emergency situations. Having the ability to drive can be crucial when quick actions are needed, especially for people in my age where our parents are getting older. So sometimes there may be emergencies that could happen where we need to bring them out for medical attention. Especially when such things happen, it can be very time sensitive, and calling an ambulance may not be the best way. So that's when this skill set may come in handy. And last but not least, why learning driving is important, because it is a future-proof skill. So even if you don't drive daily, having a license is always a handy life skill. Maybe you have been working in Singapore or in your own home country for a period of time, and you decide to migrate to actually start a new life over there. And these places may be a bit bigger than what you have known. You're required to have a car to actually go from one place to another. By having this skill set, it allows you to actually know that, okay, I can get to point A to point B much easier. Because not every country have an efficient public transport system like Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, for example. After listing out all these reasons, you may be wondering, what is the point of all this? Like, through these 6 years of experience of learning how to drive, it has actually taught me a lot of important lessons in terms of how should I live my life and my attitude towards learning. And the first takeaway about this is that persistence will beat talent. It's always not about how fast you actually succeed, but how long you are willing to keep going to become someone better. So even if others actually pass on their first try, your 6 year journey actually shows the true tenacity and strength that lies in not giving up. Even it feels embarrassed at times. So where I actually have friends who actually pass on their first or second attempts or their third attempts, which is pretty reasonable. But for me, is in the span of 6 years, I failed 6 times. And that can be very embarrassing. But at the end of the day, I managed to succeed. I did attain my driving license at the end of the day. So why can't that be you as well? Not saying that you have to actually go through 6 years. Of course, if you can do it as soon as possible, that would be awesome as well. But it is the attitude and the mindset that I'm trying to relay this message across. At the end of the day, as long as you are hardworking, you keep on working on the skill that you are trying to learn, you can eventually beat someone who actually has a talent for it. The second takeaway is that progress isn't always linear. So sometimes even if you felt ready for a test of your lifetime, but you could still fail. But that is okay. Because life is never perfect. You will always have hurdles and you have to crawl, you have to scratch your way through at times. Even if you are doing everything right, but at the end you will still get knocked down. But that should not make you feel that, oh, this is wrong for me. What you should do is to actually learn how to bounce back and to re-evaluate what I can do better. And all of this is part of the growth process. So my third takeaway is that you learn the most when you fail. Yeah, it sucks. Most of us, we have to learn how to accept failure and actually learn from it. Do not just fail and keep on failing, but fail and then take the pointers that you believe that you have made mistakes on and actually learn from it. So the next attempt, you will be successful. So for example, in my context of driving, on the first test, I actually did not check my blind spots. So on the next test, I'll make sure to check my blind spots. Or I actually mount a curb or actually hit a curb. So the next test, I'll make sure that I'll be extra careful when it comes to anticipating a curb. So each failed attempt will actually teach you more than any successful one. So through these lessons or failures that you actually go through, you will actually be more hyper aware of your weaknesses. So whether is it to check your blind spots, so it's actually through these lessons that will build on your confidence. So my fourth takeaway will be the journey builds humility. So struggling with something with so many people find easy will start to humble you. So actually through this process or through this journey, it really taught me how to stay humble, that not everyone is perfect, that everyone has a different learning curve. So when I see someone that is actually like struggling to learn a new skill set, do not be quick to anger and be more empathetic and encourage them that yes, they can do it. Of course, the determination is really up to the individual themselves, but you yourself know that as long as you keep trying, you will eventually succeed because you have already experienced it. And everyone has their own silent battles as well, so do let them learn at a pace where they are comfortable at. The last lesson that I've actually learned is that some wins just means more. The longer and harder the road, the sweeter the victory. I remember the moment where the tester actually told me that, okay, you have passed. Or I think he said, do you have a family car? At that very moment, I know that, okay, I have finally done it. So that actually leave a smile on my face while we were actually driving back to the driving center. So passing on the sixth try after 6 years isn't just about driving. It's really a testament and proof to my character, my patience, and my resilience. That's a personal opinion, of course. So it allows me to grow way more than just my technical skills and also my mindset as well. So I remembered that very day where I actually got my driving license. So I was so over the moon. I told all my friends about it, and they're all celebrating for me. And that is also a very key factor of having a supporting circle around you. Actually believe in your cause, your calling, and your goals as well. People who actually believes in you, knowing that one day you will actually succeed, whatever goal you have. So after that day, I immediately actually went to like purchase some of the essential items, like when it comes to driving, such as the motoring cash cards that Singapore has, the probationary plates. For Singapore, it looks like this, which I need to actually put it on the car for 1 year if I happen to be driving at any point of time. And then, of course, my first outdoor driving experience, I invited some of my friends to actually come and join me and to give me feedback on how can I improve on my driving skills, even if it's on the smaller roads or even on the expressways. What are the things that I need to take note of, like in those moments? Very grateful for them. Yeah, I hope that I am a better driver now, much better than when I first started. So basically for this video, I just wanted to use this experience as a learning point for me to actually tell you guys that whatever we do in life, as long as you keep trying, even when you experience failure and it really beats you down to the ground, just don't give up. Just keep on picking yourself up and learn the lessons that through these failures taught you. Keep on trying, keep on attempting again and again until you finally succeed. Whether is it learning how to drive, learning how to ride a motorcycle, learning how to cook, learning to play an instrument, or even other skill sets. As long as you put in the effort day by day to actually improve yourself, you actually reach a point whereby you actually far exceed other people in life. And I know that many of us will be able to go beyond other people expect of us. And this is one of the motivations for this channel, to actually share my thoughts on personal growth and development. And I am really looking forward to post more videos like this. Hope to see you guys soon. Peace out.